Sydney and this is Zelda. She's not a Jedi yet, but we both know that the Force is strong with her. Isn't that right, Zelda? Okay, so welcome to Sip with Sydney, where we share a drink and learn some English in Alvin's office. Okay, so for our second episode, before we get into the idioms, I'm going to try to make some fresh coffee with a French press. So basically what I do is I grind this. I'm not done grinding it. And then we put it in this device, and then we'll make coffee. So bear with me. Fun fact, the original French press was actually patented by two French dudes. Their names were Mayer and Delforge in 1852. However, the French press that we actually use right now was patented by an Italian, actually two Italians, Attilio Colomani and Giulio Moneta in 1929. All right, so let me grind this. Oh, by the way, the word patent actually means that the government gives you a document and it ensures that if you want to sell anything or make anything that's designed by you, you're the only one that can do that, and no one else can do it unless they pay you another premium or money. Yeah, so this should be done in no time. Actually, I should have factored this in. I thought I was almost done, but anyways. Okay, so as I grind, let's talk a little bit about our idiom, hit it off with someone. So the term hit it off sounds pretty violent because it feels like you are hitting someone with your hand. But it actually doesn't come from the modern understanding of the word hit. Hit, actually, in Old English, when I say old, I mean like 1600 old. Hit actually means to spark a fire or spark a light with someone. It wasn't until recently did we use hit to like strike someone. So when people use the word hit it off, it usually means that you form an instant connection with someone. Now this instant connection can be something like a close bond with a friend or a romantic connection with someone else. Think about it as love at first sight, just like me and Zelda. I knew from the moment I saw her on Chappie with a little scratch in her eye, because that meant that she was on sale because she was flawed. I knew that it was love at first sight, and we instantly hit it off. Okay, so hit it off. I have a cool story about hitting it off with someone. Usually before you actually engage in romantic connections with other people, hitting it off with someone usually happens between you and friends. And this is something that probably happens often when you're at your first day of orientation at school. And that's how it happened for me. So I have a very good friend. Her name is Kaiser, and she's also an SHU alumni here at the English department. And when we first connected, we hit it off online through a Facebook group. Yes, Facebook was still cool when I was 18. And we instantly hit it off. We texted each other a lot. We're constantly on Messenger. And then when it finally came to the point where we were supposed to see each other in class, she couldn't recognize who I was. Not because I had too many filters on me. I mean, I had filters, but it was just Instagram filters where it just fixes your color. Apparently she thought I was at least 170 centimeters tall. Yeah, so so when she saw me, and I'm only 149 centimeters tall, she had trouble figuring out who I was. Honestly, I don't know if I'm doing this right. How much water do you put into the container? I usually do pour overs, which is something that we're gonna plan for the next episode, but I have no idea if I'm doing this right. Okay, let's press down our French press. And I'm just gonna leave it there. I see Alvin's face slowly just dismantling because of how bad I'm doing this. He nodded. Okay, so yeah, so Kaiser and I hit it off online, but she had trouble recognizing who I was in person. And then we were in the computer classroom. And then I was texting her online. I was like, dude, I'm right next to you. She's like, where are you? And she stood up and she looked around and she couldn't figure out where I was. And then she's like, no, you're Sydney. And I'm like, yeah, I'm Sydney. She's like, you're so tiny. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, so that's my cute story with Kaiser. So when it comes to hitting it off with someone, I feel like in our culture, it's very tricky because we're Asians. And most of the time, I feel like when Asians really bond, it's called trauma bonding because we have the same similar type of parents. And it's always talking about family or hardships that make you really bond with each other. Or if it's girls, it doesn't matter how old you are, girls always bond through failed relationships. and gossip. So yeah, that's usually how girls hit it off with each other. When it comes to romantic connections, I don't know. I feel like we have a different culture when it comes to hitting off. Usually people don't actually show interest that soon. So I would like to hear what you guys think about what it means to hit it off with each other in your own settings or cultures, or whatever happens at school. Okay, so I guess this is the end of our segment today, and leave a comment and tell us what your hit it off experiences were, or post it on Instagram stories and tag our department handle. It is DTENG ENC. Yes, I got that right. We just taught Alvin how to use Instagram stories, so you should tag him. All right, bye. See you next time.
Language is power when you use it. English and applied communication,世新 University.